Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Rowena Christensen and I'm the Topic Coordinator for Human Health in the Space Environment, and I would like to share with you a brief introduction and overview of the subject. We have a welcome page which you can click to enter mission control, and there's also there an acknowledgement of country which I would encourage you to read through. On the home page, there's a link to the current version of this video, along with all the tiles for the body system components, a number of headings which convey really important information for you. And then the welcome tab is the first one that starts things off. Next, we have the mission outcomes, which are the learning outcomes for this particular subject, and there are 5 of these which carry through the year. There's also a page for Meet Your Crew and for the health practitioners that are available to assist you should you need this. So during the course of the year, we'll be updating the list of guest presenters. There's a page for requirements, which is the assessments to complete. There are 3 assessments for the year, and if you click on the little ticks, that brings up the individual information for them. There's also a linked assessment page which breaks down the information by assignment, and there's a great deal more information there, and also a summary of the assessment dates, information about plagiarism, penalties, extensions and special consideration, and attendance requirements. There's also an assignments tab in Canvas on the left hand side which you can click on, and once again it will bring up a list of assignments, and then if you click on those, that will present further information for you, and the assessment rubrics for each assignment are also available. Going back to the home page, there's a tab for the schedule that gives you the key dates for the year, and there'll also be a graphic representation of that which will be updated from time to time as we know who our guest presenters are going to be. There's also a uniform tab, and this has a copy of the Certification of Successful Mission Completion that you can download and customize at the end of the year. We also have a mission patch. Every good space mission has to have a mission patch. And then there's a link to a Redbubble store where you can purchase items with the mission patch on it should you wish to do so. A unique feature of our course is that we've incorporated the LEGO Build to Launch series. This is a collaboration between LEGO and NASA, and it was developed in the lead up to the Artemis 1 mission, and it's a great way of learning about everything that goes into making a space mission successful. There's a separate section of the Canvas site for Build to Launch, and there are tabs for the 3 modules. There are 10 videos broken into 3 modules for you to watch. And there are thought-based activities which we will disperse among our general tutorials. And there are also 2 special design-based tutorials which will have their own dates. There's information about the aspects of LEGO Build to Launch, as well as some useful tabs which might potentially help you with your studies generally. The dates are yet to be fully confirmed. That's why some of them are still there in yellow, but we will endeavour to confirm those for you as soon as possible. And there is more detailed information about the program structure, a series timeline in a graphic representation, and quick links to each of the modules and tutorials, and then they all have their own separate menus. Another unique aspect of our course is that we've incorporated spin-offs, or the translational benefits of research done in space. And this will form the basis of your final assignment for the year. So we encourage you to write a short reflection on this at the end of each block. And then there's a long list of resources available for you to have a look at. And this is probably a good point to mention that part of what we're aiming for with the assessments is to help you to develop skills in science communication, as health professionals need to be good communicators as well as good clinicians. Moving on to the foundation block, this is set out in a fairly similar way to all the other blocks, with a list of tabs at the top of the page and then tiles for the individual components of the block. And then as you click on those tabs, you'll get a drop-down page that will give you further information. In this case, this is the introduction page, which has a link to the 2024 version of this video, in addition to some videos about aerospace medicine that you might be interested to have a look at. The other aspects, there's a to-do list, which is always broken up into tasks on the left-hand side and key dates on the right-hand side. There's also some inspiration for you to have a look at. And then there's a list of extension resources, and this includes textbooks, things that you can find in the library, organisations that you might be interested in joining or having a look at, and online resources and videos. And there's also a little button at the top that allows you to go back to the home page at any time. There'll be a tutorial in each of the blocks. In the foundation block, this is called the mission briefing, and this once again is broken up into standard tabs with an introduction, pre-tutorial tasks, the tutorial information, which contains the recurring Zoom link, so it'll be the same link each time, and then what we're going to do in the tutorial, and then any post-tutorial tasks that there might be for you to do. We're also aiming to bring you a special guest expert each block to talk to you and answer some questions at the end. And for the foundation block, we have Dr. Jeffrey Davis, who is one of the leading people in aerospace medicine in the US and is the chief author for one of the best textbooks on your reading list. There'll be a biography of each of our presenters, the Zoom link, if they've given permission to record. The information about our YouTube playlist will also be there. And then there's a reflection section where you can think about what you've learned from the session and what you might still be curious about. Each block also has an EVA or extravehicular activity and a spacewalk or spacewalks. In the foundation block, we have 2 spacewalks, and this is a bit of a recurring theme, but you will see the same tab headings for each of the spacewalks. And there'll also be an introduction at the top, a to-do list, and an inspirational photograph. All the spacewalks are structured in a fairly similar fashion, with a list of tabs at the top that you can work through to complete the spacewalk. And in this case, the spacewalk is about space as an extreme environment. We start with an introduction. The spacewalk aims are the learning objectives. Explore is the set of learning resources which have been provided for you to work through. Discuss is a Padlet, an opportunity to share your thoughts with your fellow students. There are 3 general points plus 3 specific points for this spacewalk. And then in the review section, in this case it's a quiz, but it could be extension activities or crosswords, so it varies from block to block. And then there's a list of optional extra resources for you to have a look at if you would like to explore things further. This is a representation of what the Explore section of the first spacewalk looks like. So it begins with a Padlet where you can add your own thoughts, and then there are 5 concertinas for you to work your way through in order to complete the activities. The second spacewalk is about a brief history of human spaceflight and ongoing hazards, and is structured in exactly the same way as the first spacewalk. And there's also a list of additional resources at the end, which are optional, but you may find these to be of interest. This includes textbooks, articles, online web pages, and videos. And just taking a closer look at the Explore section of the second spacewalk, there's some information about where the term astronaut comes from, and then there are 3 little concertinas for you to work through as well. So that's a wrap for now. I hope that you enjoy the subject and get a lot out of it. And if you have any questions, please be sure to let me know. Thank you.